Hi, John Higgins with Best Choice Lending, here with another tip on how to build your business, grow your brand, and generate leads. Today we're going to talk about prospecting for sale by owners. Every realtor knows that for sale by owners are a genuine opportunity to pick up new listings. With our tools through agent marketing, we can supercharge your efforts in going after that type of market. Enjoy.
Today's topic, we're going to talk about for sale by owners, the good old dreaded FSBO. You know, for sale by owners can actually be an asset to us as real estate agents. The way we need to think about it is that we have someone that's literally raised their hand and said, hello, I want to sell my house. And as realtors, we have to look at the properties as the bait. Let's face it, consumers don't go online looking for pictures of real estate agents. They want properties. So the more properties we align ourselves with, the more deals we're going to do. So if you want more listings, or if you just want more buyer prospects, for sale by owners can be a great way to do it. They can help you attract more buyer leads. They can help you attract more listings. I mean, let's face it, listings are kind of the lifeblood of the industry. I actually talked to someone in Australia yesterday, and we're very fortunate in North America to be able to have buyer representation, because overseas, many countries like Australia don't actually really do the buyer representation. They have listings. So what's neat with us is that we can kind of do both. We can actually, make our living both ways. And one real powerful way to reach out to the for sale by owners is to wow them with marketing. So what's neat about our tools and all that is that you can reach out to them and you can actually blow them away on some of the ways that you're going to help their listing stand out. And you could kind of use them, their desire to sell as a rapport building mechanism, but also you can let them know that your intention first and foremost is to grow your business. So even if working together just helps you attract more buyer leads, that's okay with you, but you look forward to having them, list with you in the future. And I'll explain how I think we should go about doing that. But let's first talk about how you can find FSBOs, right? Because the first step is like, well, where do you find them? It's actually really easy with the internet. You can literally go to forsalebywowner.com, okay? Or you can go to other sites. Zillow actually showcases for sale by owners now. I think they charge a fee to do that, $20 or whatever they charge per listing. But you can go to different sites like those, or like Craigslist has always been a great one. You can pay for FSBO lists. What I used to do too is I used to drive by. So anytime I drove by a sign that was a for sale by owner, that would become a new prospect. And because FSBOs put their numbers out there, they're a really easy prospect. They answer their phone. And even though you think your colleagues, fellow realtors, are prospecting to them, I can tell you that most FSBOs don't get agents. We agents just are, I think, maybe have call reluctance, so we're not reaching out to them as much as we should. One of the most powerful ways that I believe that you should work with FSBOs is with your loan officer. The reason is the lending partner can actually make it more relaxing and higher trust in working with a for sale by owner. What's great about your lender connecting with them is that they're going to need a loan. So because the sellers are going to need a loan, it just makes great sense that the loan officer has a relationship, and it's your in as a realtor to be able to win the listing and get more buyer leads. So as you reach out to sellers, what you can tell them is, listen, you'd like to connect with them, show them some of the marketing techniques that you can help them with, and that you also would like to have them have things like financing flyers and stuff from your loan officer, so you'd like to put them in touch as well, just to make sure that their buyers are pre-qualified and that they can actually afford the homes, if they want to make an offer and that kind of stuff. So how to find them? Get on the web. It's one of the easiest. Pay a service. Use your newspaper. There's still FSBOs doing there, or on the local website for your newspaper. You can also, of course, do the old school drive-by. And then we have folks that are being creative, like searching Twitter for by owner or for sale by owner, things like that. So have fun with it. Be creative, but find for sale by owners, and just know that you have to do a lot of high volume. So once you find them, then what? Well, I would really call them with the intention of trying to wow them a little bit, right? You want to build rapport. You want to try and get the appointment to come see them in person. If you don't get to connect with them, then you're never going to be able to use their home to attract more buyer leads. You're never going to be able to get close enough to them to be able to get the listing. So once you find a bunch of for sale by owners, then you got to connect enough to get that in-person appointment. While I didn't work for sale by owners a lot as a realtor, for a period of time, I was working for sale by owners to attract more buyers like we're talking about and to get more listings. And what I used to do is I would reach out to them and I would say, I'd like to come by I'd like to do some free marketing so I can try and help attract buyers, and then talk to you about some other things, put you in touch with my lender, so on and so forth. Most FSBOs were open to meeting with me. Once I got there in person with them, it was my opportunity and I would pounce. So make sure you're trying to get that opportunity and connect with them with your financing professional. So when you come by, what I'd like you to do is wow them with the marketing. Typically we talk about results in advance, so we want you to set up things for your sellers to show them their home. I think with FSBOs you don't necessarily want to do that. What you should do is just show them samples. So either set up your own samples, with FSBO on it, or go ahead and just use any of our examples. I put some links here for you where you can text and stuff like that. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. We have a seller email that you can use to prospect to them too. So you can use this link, or you can also just set up your own sample and then use that. And what it does is it links, this is the tool section for every listing. What it does, it links, if you see, to the property website, to the virtual tour, to the QR code, text code, to an HTML email. So a gorgeous, here's an example, gorgeous HTML email. It links to social media, the showing feedback system, all that good stuff. So this is a really terrific way for you to kind of blow them away with all the marketing and kind of show them what you do. Also, I would be sure to include the financing stuff with your loan officer, because I think that's, again, like I said, one of the easiest ways for you to really build rapport. Once you wow them with some of the marketing, and ideally you may have to do some of this before, and if you're having trouble, get the appointment, but I'll tell you, I like the takeaway close. If I were you, I would call them and not really show them anything over the phone if you can get the appointment in person. Only get to the transition of showing them something if they're just being very standoffish, and say, you know what, can you send me your email? I'm going to send you an example of what I mean, and send them some of the financing stuff, send them, some of the marketing stuff, including the flyers that are automatically created, all that good stuff. Once you get them to, open up a little bit and agree to meet you in person, worst case, one of the techniques I've used if they're being really standoffish is just to say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, tell you what, can I just come by and take a look at your house? If I find a buyer, would you be willing to pay me some kind of commission? And a lot of them will say, sure. Say, great. Well, let me just come by and see your house, and that way if I find one, and then once you're there, you could talk about, we could do an agreement, you and I, where for the next 30 days I'll do all sorts of marketing and try and find a buyer, and I won't charge you a selling commission if you end up selling it yourself, because I won't actually have a formal listing, but it's an opportunity for me to help you. And many sellers will be okay with that. One of the things that you want to really impart to them is that it's your goal to try and help maximize their dollar, because that's their fear, isn't it? Aren't FSBOs kind of afraid that they're just not going to get enough money? Isn't that the whole point? Aren't FSBOs kind of listing as for sale by owner because they don't want to give commissions because they're looking at trying to get the most profit? Make sure you speak in those terms. Make sure you're constantly talking to your for sale by owners about how they're going to make more money. How, in working with you and your loan officer, they're going to make more money. You do that, and you'll maximize your ability to actually build trust and grow with them, because that's their fear. That's why they're going FSBO. They think they'll make more money, and it's your goal and role to try and prove to them that you won't. So you offer to come by and take pictures, see the house for your potential future buyers, or to show them financing flyers or things like that, whatever it is that you're comfortable with to get the appointment. Once you arrive in the appointment, blow them away. Show them all sorts of stuff. Show them the property marketing. Show them the feedback system. Show them the open house app. Show them all sorts of things. We have so many different things in the system. I've linked to a post about our open house app here. Show them all sorts of things that you think will blow them away. Because once you're in person now, you're rapport building, so it's totally okay to show them everything. The only reason I don't like you showing them before you arrive is that unlike a typical seller, they're already assuming they can do it without you. So the takeaway close is better. Getting in person with them is a little more powerful. Another thing, you can offer to show FSBOs their competition. That's a huge way to get rapport with them. Call and say, hey, I noticed you have a listing in the area, and I just drove by it, or I just saw it online, or what have you. And, I just want to connect and say two things. Number one, I'd love to show you your competition in the area. Just show it to you, because I want you to know what's for sale out there. I think it'll help you in selling your house. Have you seen it yet, and can I do that for you? Many sellers are excited. They want to go see their competition. So what a neat thing you can offer them as a real estate agent. But here's what I love about this strategy. When you're in the car with them, right, you're not only building rapport, but you're showing them why real estate agents have such great value, because real estate agents are in the car with buyers showing them multiple properties. You're also helping them understand how their price may be high or low, where their price is priced at. And quite frankly, you know, as we see typically, for sell by owners are typically priced high. That's why, because they're, you know, they haven't had the consultation, they haven't had all that to make a great decision. So once you're on the appointment, I want you to blow them away. What I suggest is kind of a 30-day rule. I wouldn't do a bunch of marketing for them more than 30 days unless you're simply using it to attract more listings in the neighborhood, to do tons of open houses, and to get more buyers. If they're not giving you a lot of leeway, so let's say they're not letting you do open houses, they don't let you put a text writer up or a sign writer, you know, to get more leads, they're not letting you market it much, then I would do very little for them. You know, you have to kind of do all these marketing techniques. You want to blow them away with it, but I would only do that for them if, in fact, they're giving you something back, like letting you just do open houses or door knock, you know, or do something in the neighborhood with their endorsement, even though you don't have an agreement. Once you get past a certain period, and for you it might be 60 days, whatever, I'd cut them off. Because at some point, you don't want to just be working with for sell by owners that, you know, have overpriced houses that are unrealistic, that may or may not ever become a customer. But I like this idea of using it as a power pack, using it as a way to grow your listing inventory, using it as a way to get a ton of buyer leads. You know, just with the open house registration app alone, you can get a ton of buyer leads. And then with other things like the online marketing, you know, the Craigslist ads, using it, you know, with the different posting on different sites, maybe writing some property blogs about it, just really helping them stand out. But the most powerful, of course, is having that sign writer sitting out front and just getting leads, bam, 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 from people that are driving by. So use all those techniques, connect, and then hopefully you'll get the listings. Worst case, you'll get a bunch of buyer leads. So one of the things in closing that I would say is be consistent. Just know that you have to work with a lot of for sale by owners to be able to get listings. And the ratio, there's no perfect formula. You know, the reality is, though, is that you'll have to have more than one for sale by owner that you're working to get listings. So I'd like to work, you know, a dozen or more at a time, because then you're assured to get some extra listings from it. You're assured to maximize your prospects. Let's face it, as realtors, some of our properties pull higher prospects than others, so this really helps you do that. So just basically don't give up. Work with for sale by owners if you want to grow your business, and be consistent and work with as many as you can. Build trust. If you're not in person, you're not connecting with them, you'll never have the trust that they trust you. The one last thing that I want to talk about with for sale by owners is our accountability reports and our showing feedback system. Because we have a full showing feedback system, we have accountability reports, the feedback systems are great in too, because the feedback system allows the sellers to actually get feedback from buyers that come in, and it connects to our open house app, or they can just use it alone, and you can give the sellers a login. On all the property websites, we have a way for you to give the sellers a login to actually have this feedback system. And sellers really appreciate the ability to know what buyers are thinking, so this is huge. The accountability reports, the way I would use that is that lists all the marketing that you're doing in our system, and so you can let them know, listen, once I have your listing, I'm going to do a lot of things, and to keep accountable, I'm going to give you reporting on it. And you can show them an example of our seller accountability reports. So kind of a way to give them comfort that you're not just going to say you're going to do a bunch of things, you're actually going to prove it in the accountability report. And, you know, I might even suggest you putting in a listing agreement that you'll give them an accountability report, and that it's dynamic and updates for them. So that's working for sell by owners. Get out there. The bottom line with prospecting is do more. So go work for FSBOs in your area, use our tools, and let us know how we can help.
I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for staying to the end. Remember, you can contact the loan officer that set you up in agent marketing for all these tools. Happy prospecting.